Hi, I'm Brent. Welcome to Baking with Bateman. I'm a longtime resident of New York City, but I grew up here. My family moved around a lot before finally settling in Alaska. Once there, at last, I felt like I had finally found my identity. Even though I haven't lived there for many years, it still seems like home. Once it gets a hold of you, Alaska never completely lets go. I have been known, to the chagrin of any who will listen, to carry on about the majesty of Alaska until I run out of breath. Don't take it from me. I encourage you to find a way to experience the magic of Alaska for yourself. Sourdough is one of the many varied foundations of Alaskan culture. If you've scored Alaskan street cred by either living there for a certain amount of time, or having a certain amount of frustrating moose encounters, or going grocery shopping in the middle of winter while wearing shorts and sandals, you may be dubbed a sourdough. I'd like to think I have earned the title of sourdough over the years, and I like the term. It implies, among other things, experience, tradition, heartiness, and resourcefulness. And speaking of resourcefulness, when maintaining a healthy sourdough starter, bakers are faced with a constant challenge. What to do with the starter that goes unused in the immediate baking process? There's inevitably a little left over once you've started whatever dough or levain project you're embarking upon. This leftover, spent starter is referred to as discard. Do you dump it down the drain? No. Do you toss it in the trash? No. By discarding your discard, you are wasting precious flour and flavor, not to mention potentially clogging your drain or adding funky odors to your trash can. Fortunately, sourdough discard can be easily applied to many recipes ranging from sweet to savory, so you don't have to squander this precious resource. When I find myself with some sourdough discard, I add it to my discard collection in my refrigerator. When that collection reaches a usable threshold, I pounce. For this episode, I'd like to share with you one of my very favorite uses of sourdough discard: sourdough pancakes, an Alaskan delicacy. When baking, it's crucial to measure by weight, but for pancakes, first thing in the morning, that seems too fussy. Let's just measure by volume and hope for the best. For this recipe, you will need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons baking powder, 1 teaspoon baking soda, and 1.5 teaspoons of salt. These are your dry ingredients. You will also need 1 cup of sourdough discard, 1.5 cups of whole milk, plus a tablespoon or 2 depending on desired viscosity, 1 large beaten egg, 2 tablespoons of honey, and 2 tablespoons of oil, either vegetable or a light-tasting olive oil. These are your wet ingredients. Whisk the dry ingredients until well distributed in a large bowl. Mix wet ingredients in a medium bowl until homogeneous. Preheat your pan to a medium-high temp. Be patient and let the pan come up to optimal temp, or your first pancake will be pale and pasty. Meanwhile, pour the wet ingredients into the dry and gently stir until just incorporated. Don't overstir. Overmixing here produces too much gluten and results in a tougher pancake. Lightly oil the hot pan or hit it with some cooking spray. Use a measuring cup to ladle the batter into the hot pan. I like the size of the pancake the quarter cup makes. By all means, go bigger if you're so inspired. Let your pancakes cook until the bubbles that form pop and leave little craters in their place. Then flip them over to cook the other side. Let them cook on the second side for a minute or 2 until they are cooked through. Since these are fluffy pancakes, they may take longer than you expect. Repeat until no batter remains, re-oiling the pan as needed. Serve these fluffy pancakes immediately. I like mine with butter and real maple syrup. That's it. Eat them for breakfast. Make breakfast for dinner. Save some for later if you have any restraint and reheat them in the toaster. Consider the great state of Alaska while you savor the sweet and salty richness of these sourdough pancakes. Wrestle a bear. Ride a moose. Become a sourdough. Thanks for watching. Stay healthy. And if you like these videos, please click the subscribe button